Hi, it's Rosa with Brooklyn Boatworks. Last time we talked about how nautical flags can be used to send signals between ships, and we drew some of our own. But in the real world, real life boats don't use paper flags. They actually hoist flags of a more durable, waterproof material such as nylon or polyester, and those flags are sewn. So we will be sewing our own flag. But Rosa, what flag shall we be sewing, you may be asking? Well, the flag L for Lima. This flag is a very relevant flag. It looks like this, and when it's flown in the harbor, it means that the ship is under quarantine. So you might see this flag in some news stories if you're watching. In the past, in the time of the yellow fever and the time of cholera epidemics, they used the all-yellow Quebec or Q flag to indicate quarantine. But these days, the all-yellow flag is actually flown to say to the port, if the ship is flying it, that they would like to be inspected because they don't believe that they have any disease on board. Okay, so the materials we'll need to make our flag are as follows. A pair of scissors, a needle and thread, some markers. You're also going to want a rope because you want to hang your flag up. And then you're going to want either a ruler or a measuring tape or something. And you're going to want something that has a right angle because we're going to be making squares. You'll also want black, yellow, and white cloth. For me, I'm using this dish towel, and this is an old black t-shirt. And here is just some white cloth that I had. So to make this flag, the first thing we want to do is to cut 4 equal squares into the yellow cloth and the black cloth. So for me, I've luckily found this little doodad that is a square, and I know because I measured it. Once I've got it to here, I can just use this edge to complete my square. Once you've traced your squares, you're going to want to cut them out, leaving a little bit of a margin. See, there's a little bit of space on the outside of the lines. And it's kind of a lot of space over here, so you might want to trim them down a little bit. And for how big these margins are, I would just eyeball it. But if you want to be very exact, looks like it's about a ½ inch. Okay, so now that we've done our yellow squares, we want to do our black squares. This is not exact, I just want to make sure that I have enough space to measure my squares for the flag. People who sew, they'll often use these kind of, you can use chalk. This happens to be a chalk pencil, but the main purpose is that something that will show up on dark cloth. T-shirt is a little bit more difficult to work with, but you can still see the lines pretty well. And this is why you might want to have a partner help you hold out the cloth so you can make sure that it's straight. So now that we have these squares, we can cut them out.
Stay tuned for the continuation of hand-sewn nautical flags.